right. Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Dash. Double honor to our teachers, the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the elect. Right, we are the brothers from Great Millstone, New York City, and here to bring out the word. Okay, it's Friday night. I'm going to various topics centered around prophecy. Okay, because the times that we live in, biblical prophecy. All right, so anything else got?
Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Yeah, it's talking about the day of Yahweh Shem Shai, when the Most High judges this world by the way of fire, the second death, thermonuclear destruction. Okay, you know, before that, it's gonna be things that's gonna take place before the Most High brings that ultimate destruction. All right, and that's what the brother just read, the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, when all hell break loose, when shit hit the fan. Okay, and we're approaching those times now. All right, we're living in the times of inflation. You know, the black horse, the pale horse. All right, which is what? Death, you know, destruction, pestilence. Okay, that's the times that we living in. The economic collapse. Okay, the cashless society, the MOTB. All right, there's a lot of legislations, unrighteous legislations being put into play. All right, you just had the FDA. They just approved lab-grown meats to be used in these restaurants and these supermarkets. Okay, and there's a lot of things going on, you know, concerning prophecy, man. That's gonna eventually lead to the day of Jacob's trouble. But it said he shall be saved out of it. All right, that's the elect. You know, the Lord said what? That he's not gonna utterly destroy the house of Jacob. That's in Amos, the 9th chapter. All right, you got more?
Yes, this is Psalms 94 and verse 20. That was another scripture.
Oh, okay.
Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee? Which frame? Oh,
the throne of iniquity is talking about the wicked, the kingdom of the wicked, which is who? The Edomites. The Edomites today is known as who? You so-called white people. All right, beginning with the elites of the society. All right, the so-called Illuminati, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the elite bloodlines of Esau, you know, and they all consider themselves to be the J word, the big nose, small hats. Okay, and the throne of iniquity will not have fellowship with the Most High. Okay, because you know the Most High is going to take them out of power. You know, and that's a false balance. Okay, the Most High is the one that set them up, and He gave them their time to rule, which is the times that we're in now. But when there's gonna come a time when the Most High is gonna take that rulership away from them. All right.
Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
Which frameth mischief by a law. And that's what the so-called white man does. When you read Isaiah 10 and 1, that's his MO. He frameth mischief by his laws. All right, these unrighteous decrees. Okay, you know, some examples of the unrighteous decrees is what? You know, no punishment for breaking some of the law, statutes, and commandments, which is LGBTQ, which is one of the top offenses. Idol worship. Okay, when I say idol worship, I'm talking about amongst the 12 tribes of Israel, because the Heavenly Father and His Son are the only two entities that's to be worshipped, man. Okay? Amongst the children of Israel, because these other nations, the Most High ain't dealing with them. Okay? But the so-called white man, he passed all these laws, statutes, and commandments. Excuse me, he passed all these legislations that leads to mischief. All right? You know, you got certain laws where if a person commit murder, you know, he has them sitting in jail rotting. When in reality, they supposed to be put to death, man. All right? Witches and warlocks supposed to be put to death, but what does the so-called white man do? He allows them to prosper in his society. He bigs them up, all right? He esteems them. Okay? Okay. You got more?
I got another scripture, Isaiah 10:1.
Go ahead.
All right. This is Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Yeah. The scriptures tell you, you know, that the so-called white man, all right, he is the devil, man. You know, and all these laws that he prescribed is grievousness unto the men of the Lord, man. All right, the scriptures tell you that you know, this is spiritual Sodom in Egypt, man. And just like Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, and also with the things he had to behold in that kingdom that he was in. All right, it's the same thing going on now. We have to, the things that we have to behold, you know, while dwelling in this captivity, land of our captivity, man. You know, you see a damn transvestite. You know, you see a sodomite. All right, you see two men holding hands, and then they have a child with them. Okay. You know, you see these women out of order, trying to thirst trap men. You know, you got women trying to lead men, raise men. You know, so this place is out of whack, man.
Yeah, that's it. No,
That's it.
back up what you just said. This is Ecclesiastes 10, and start at 5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler.
You got it.
Right, and that evil under the sun is all the folly that brother's going into, and this is courtesy of who the so-called white man Esau, aka the wicked. It says, verse 6, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places. And the folly is set in great dignity, you know. And what we've been some of the things we've been discussing, all right, with the whole LGBTQ community, right? It's all folly, giving them parades and uplifting them, you know. All these things is really folly, man, and wickedness.
Yeah, but I may add on to that. You got these. Excuse me. You got these like you said, folly is set in great dignity. Well, you got these there's people out here that's homeless, that's hungry, but then you got guys making money to millions of dollars. I'm talking about to dribble a basketball. You know, you got guys out there making millions of dollars to swing a bat. You know, you got women out there making millions of dollars to shake their funky defiled asses. You know, I remember years ago. You know, this guy. He's not in the camp no more, but you know, he had made a point. He said that, you know, the so-called white man, he could have all these homeless shelters built up, but he wants to build golf courses and shit like that. You know, but that's how you get down. That's folly being set in great dignity.
Yeah, it was Marco that said that.
They turned Seneca Village into a park, you know, for the community, which Seneca Village was going back into history, Seneca Village was Central Park, and that was an area for where Negroes dwelled. You know, majority of Negroes, but now they're homeless because they want to turn that area into a park for the community.
Yeah, and you know, and they have I know we gotta bring scriptures out. They got you got a lot of people that's in these shelters that got vouchers, thousands of dollars of vouchers, but the landlords are not accepting them. You know what I mean? Like Section 8 or whatever, you know?
That's right. So I'll finish off. It says, Ecclesiastes 10:6, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places. And the rich sit in low places. Who's the rich? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? And we're going to get those riches back. How are we rich right now? Through the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the scriptures. You're rich in faith, starting the elect. It says, and the rich sit in low places. Yeah, man, we the real kings. All right? We the real rulers of the earth. But right now, what happened? We living out our punishment. So it says, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. The servants upon horses is going into the ones in rulership now, which is Esau, the so-called white man. All right? Really, he's our servant, man. The scripture says what? The young, the old, the elders shall serve the youngest. You know? So really, Esau is supposed to be our servants. He's supposed to have a guy in captivity, but right now he's living out his blessing. Okay, so yeah, man. It says I've seen servants upon horses, which the horses represent a state of power, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Yasha Allah. All right, Israel. He's the prince of the power. Here we are, walked on the earth in captivity. Like tonight, I watched the movie Django. And when Jamie came on the horse with the blue suit on, you had the other slaves. What's the dude's name? Samuel Jackson. Yeah. He's like, what the hell?
He said, who's that nigga on that nag?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you know. So you ain't gonna see us in power at this time, but soon you will. All right, and your jaws are gonna drop. It says, and princes walking as servants upon horses. Right? That was it.
First John chapter 3 verse 4. Whosoever cometh in sin, transgression also the law.
Break it down.
For sin is the transgression of the law. Yeah, so whoever breaks sin, man, right now we're in the grace. We're in the sin no more because Yahweh came. The so-called white man to the Bible and says, yeah. And they say these are so-called Jews and the Christian. So all the laws, statutes, and commandments you break, man, is going to come upon you by the Lord and by the angels.
That's right. That's right. I got something for you. This is Isaiah 29, verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed of him that framed it, he had no for shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?
So read again.
Huh?
Read again.
Isaiah from the top?
Yeah.
All right, Isaiah 29:16. It says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
That's right, and that's Esau. The ones in rulership. What did they turn upside down? Every law, statute, commandment in this Bible. Okay? They turned the image of the Lord upside down. All right? So why? Because he's the wicked. And it says, surely your turn of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay. Meaning you're going to be judged. All right? The Lord's going to dash you to pieces. Because if you were a potter, you could take that clay and you could make something with it, or you just dash it to pieces, man. And your judgment is just going to be that. Right?
Right. It says, for shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?
But that's Esau. Okay? You ask him, he's God. Or there is no God. Or if there is a God, he's the God. Or he's greater than God. That's the pride of this man. Alright? That's why he has to go. That's why he's the wicked. That's why he's doing things he's doing. Creating the food out of cells. Basically poison. Okay, a brother put up a nice lesson earlier today where they put chemicals in certain foods to make you addicted. Alright? You wonder why you can't put those damn Doritos down. You know, or the damn soda down, because they put chemicals in to make you addicted to it, and the food is poison. You know, because this man, he wants to be like the Most High. You saw what happened to that ship that tried to go visit Titanic? It imploded. That ship imploded, man. You know?
Yeah, real quick too, and like you said, everything is turned upside down. It literally means what it says, because like, you know, the so-called white man perverted everything and made it opposite of the right way it's supposed to be. You know, you got fucking men supposed to be, you know, dealing with multiple women, but in this society, you got women. All these men are flocking to these women. You know, these women they go on social media, they get all the attention, all the, you know, DMs and likes and all that. Men are chasing after them. You know, even the way we read, you know, we read English from left to right, but Hebrew is read from right to left. You know, so yo, this place is backwards, yo.
Yeah.
You know, they called the Dark Ages the Byzantine Empire. This is the real Byzantine Empire. This is the real backwards empire. That's all I have to say.
I got something.
These people can't even, they don't know real English, they don't even know the code. They can't do basic stuff. They're backwards. Go to the restaurants, they're gonna die.
This is First Maccabees 3:48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Yeah, that's right. That's what they did, man. The book of the law, these scriptures. And what did they do? They paint the likeness of their images. And exactly when you look at the prophets, those were dark-skinned men, Israelites. All right, but now today, if you see an Israelite, if you are nowadays, Esau will tell you that the Israelites were so-called white, or that they're the Israelites. Okay, they put Yahweh Shai up there and they call him Jesus Christ, and they put up an image of a so-called white man with stringy dog head, leprosy, blue eyes, and they said this the Lord. You know, but that's their likeness, that's their image. Why? Because they want the whole world to believe that they're the Most High. Come on now.
Oh, that's it.
Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 33, verse 13. As the clay is in the hands, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion, is it a pleasure? So man is in the hand of him that made him.
Right, because the Most High is the potter. You know, the Most High does what he wants to do. All right, and just like it says in Romans 9, you know, you got if anybody try to get smart and try to say, oh, you know, how does the Most High find fault for who has resisted his will? Listen, man, there is no unrighteousness with the Most High. That means that, you know, the Most High can bend his own rules if he wants to. Your brother read it earlier, right? With the he said, no, you mentioned it earlier. You quoted the elder shall serve the younger, right? Remember, Isaac was gonna bless Esau, but Jacob supplanted him, right? But that was all set up through the Spirit, because you know the elder shall serve the younger, and the Most High. You're technically the elder son is supposed to get the blessings and, you know, the inheritance or whatever, the first dibs, you know. But the Most High can do what he wants to do, you know, because this is his movie, and you know it is what it is.
As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion, is it at his pleasure? So the man's hand that made it. to render to him that liketh him best.
Yeah, because whatever the Most High seems fit, that's what he's going to do. You know, and the scriptures say whatever the Most High decides to do is good. You know, there is no, the scriptures say his ways are higher than our ways. Oh, okay, we got something. All right.
Oh, no, it's more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly.
Yeah, that's the balance.
That's something.
Oh yeah, see that's the spirit. You know, because you know what, you can bring it out. Fuck it.
This is one of them. This is Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
Yeah, and that links perfectly with the brother read in Sirach 33, because you know the Most High is about balance. You know, you can't have up without down. You can't have good without evil. All right, and it's two. The Most High made everything 2 and 2. Okay, and the Most High is a balanced power. The Most High allowed Esau to have his time to rule, which was also also knocking out multiple birds with one stone, because the Most High, you know, while allowing Esau to have his time to rule, at the same time he was teaching us a lesson to, you know, basically, like the scriptures say, you know, the creature was made subject to vanity. You know, this is all part of the Most High's movie, his plan, his agenda to when we reach that immortality state, we're gonna appreciate righteousness because we experience wickedness. We're gonna be perfect judges. We experience evil. We experience captivity. We experience disobedience. You know, and the consequences that come with disobedience to the Most High.
Like remember the movie Limitless, right? De Niro told Bradley Cooper character, he said, "Yo, you have a power, you haven't earned it. Basically, you didn't take no losses to get to your position." You know what I mean? Because he didn't know he was taking those pills. So basically, he was like, "Yo, you in a position. It's like you haven't earned your spot. And the Lord making us earn it, and we taking losses before we get to the win."
Hey, think about it like this. Yahweh Shai, right? Y'all should know what I'm about to say. Yahweh Shai, he was humiliated before he was able to obtain his lot, which is, you know, the highest office underneath the Most High.
Yeah.
You know, but he had to go through, like the scriptures say, he had to go through those afflictions, you know, those trials and tribulations and that humiliation.
Yeah.
Let me get something for you. Somebody got something?
I got something real quick.
You got it.
So Isaiah 14:14 says, "I will ascend above," it says, Isaiah 14:13, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High."
And that's what that's what the so-called white man has tried to do. Look where his nest is out of space. All right. Look at his buildings, his structure. Look at how he spies on everyone. He can zoom in. He's also trying to see people's thoughts with his brain chips and things like that.
And add on to that, they have a way to see your position in your home using Wi-Fi. And they use the Wi-Fi signal to get a outprint of your body through your living environment, man.
Yeah, that's new technology. Yeah.
So yeah, he
And you see every kid with bumps because I hit him camera and you can see it.
Yeah, he's perverted, man. He's spying on people, and they most secret moments. He does that. There was something else I wanted to say. I forgot.
I read it again. Isaiah 14:13, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High." I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the side of the north.
Yeah, so he basically he's trying to be the Most High, all right. And also, you know, the Most High put your thoughts in your mind. He goes a step with his hypnosis, with his neuro-linguistic programming, where he's trying to plant thoughts in a person's in their unconscious mind. All right, the those suggestion in to for like mind control, man. Cause he knows you know they have Freud, another one, Milton Erickson, Richard Bandler. They all basically do the thing with the mind control.
Yeah.
With going into a person's subconscious mind, which they know the Most High does that.
Yeah, if I may say too, and that's why this Batiman Noah Yuval Harari, which is that dude from the World Economic Forum, he's always talking shit about the Most High. You know, he's talking about having AI rewrite the Bible. You know, that's because Esau has a godlike complex. You know, he's a control freak, and he thinks he's God. You know. Yeah. All of these mental illnesses, Esau suffers from every last one of them because they're all spirits at the end of the day anyway.
Yeah.
Schizophrenia.
Yeah.
That's what that is. If I'm not mistaken. When when you perceive to think you're something you're not, you know.
Okay. Yeah, so you know, you got I remember in the world, I don't mean to keep talking, I remember in the world I was in a psychology class and the professor was like, you got some people, he didn't say it like this, but they're plagued to where they could be in a room like this and think a shark is actually coming at them when they're not in the water, but those demons is heavy on them. Right? It's crazy.
Yeah. And Esau's gonna take that, but you know who Esau is. All right, the so-called white man. Esau's gonna take that a step farther with his technology. All right, the MOTB. When they put that chip inside of you, the alpha Mercury chip, it's gonna give them direct access, man. Okay, they gonna know where you at, what you doing. They gonna know if you shitting, what you thinking. All right, what you buying, what you reading. They gonna know everything. That's the whole point. So they gonna be like the Most High.
I got a scripture.
Let me finish off slide.
Shalom said shalom.
Hey, shalom, brother. Shalom to Doctor on the common board. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation.
And that's no other nation except for Esau has done that. This is showing who the physical demon is on this planet, which is Esau, man.
Yeah.
Cause no other nation has went bold like that, man, to do that.
It may say when it said I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, it's talking about Israel. All right, because he has in captivity. Okay, because it says congregation.
Yeah. He got us this prison house in America and throughout the earth. His white supremacy is reigning everywhere. So no matter where we go, we're subject.
You can't go back to Israel or Africa, for that matter, because like you said, Esau's everywhere. The rulership it says in the sides of the north, right, North America. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
He did that. He ascended. He went up. He's out of space. He got his space stations up there. All right. He got his garbage up there. His planes, his Air Force, these buildings, man. You know.
Now another one of his lies is that he made it to the moon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a complete lie, man. Talking about the moon's a ball of powder and you could float on the moon. You would disintegrate if you touch the moon. That's a ball of energy.
Yeah.
All right. Like the sun, if you go towards the sun, you disintegrate. All right. You fucking vaporize.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But with the moon, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's like that's like what's one of them big lights in the stadium? That's like putting one of them small ants on top of it, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you had Neil Armstrong. I was watching this video. You had somebody was basically one of them Edomites was I guess interviewing Neil Armstrong, and he was like, "Yo, swear on the Bible that you went to the moon," and he would not swear on the Bible. Neil Armstrong. He was, one of the Edomites was like, "Yo, I got this Bible right here." He was like, "Yo, swear on this Bible right now that you went to the moon," and he's like, knowing you, that's probably a fake Bible anyway. But he didn't want to swear on the Bible. And he went to the moon because he knows bullshit.
Yeah.
Now what they would do, they have the telescopes, they have their projectiles and shoot out of space and try to see what they could see what's out there. And what they'll see the chariots, man. They'll see the chariots of the Heavenly Father going in through the sun, going through the moon, you know, dealing with stars and, you know, going about doing their own thing, you know. And Esau would try to mimic those things, but it always be impossible.
Yeah. Just like you said earlier about the when they try to go into the sea and down in the deep and see the Titanic. Every time Esau stick his nose where it don't belong, he always end up either getting destroyed or seeing or seeing deeper into something that he regretting it because he see the chariots of the angels or something.
What's the name got stuck down there? James Cameron, he got stuck. When, you know, because he got the tech team and all them experts. When they, you know, getting them going down by the Titanic, he was stuck there for like 2.5 hours under there.
Luke 16 verse 8. And the Lord commanded the unjust steward because he done wisely. For the children of this world are wiser than the children than the generation of light.
Yeah, Esau, man, he done became wiser than the nation of Israel, man, because he got that left hand knowledge, because all that wisdom he has is destructive. When he goes out of space, he pollutes. When he goes in the ocean floor, he pollutes. All this technology, it pollutes. You know what I mean? But they have become wiser, man. They can basically do mind control. They can do it while a person is woke. That's what the neuro-linguistic programming was for. Throwing suggestions to a person, and with those words, with those patterns and word phrases, and have a person under hypnosis like that, and all these other things he got going on. But
Manipulating the earth,
manipulating
heart program.
Yeah, heart. All right.
For the children of this world are wiser than the generation, wiser than the children of light.
Yeah, they're wiser, man. They have become wiser. They're the ones that put what's supposed to be education, the school system, food system, whatever it is. They determine what's what. You have to go to them for establish a business to function. Yeah, everything. Yeah. And oh, don't forget the medical field. You all the herbalists, when you what is it, the AMA and World Health Organization, all of them will come at you, because if you have any cures of anything, if you ain't under their banner, you're considered a fraud, or you can't promote cures. They'll come at you hard.
Another piece of Ezekiel 28 verse 3. Behold, they are wiser than Daniel. There's nothing, there's no secret that they can hide from thee.
Yep, and Daniel.
You got it.
Yeah, and Daniel was able to interpret dreams. You know, the so-called white man, all right, through his technology, he's able to do things, you know, greater than that. You know, with the brain chip implants, they was able to make people walk again. All right, they was able to. He's able to read people's dreams, or not read it, not interpret it, but basically, like they got this, roughly bringing it out, but they got this through the brain chip. They're able to go into your dreams and actually, get a clue, basically what you're dreaming about.
Mm-hmm.
So that the so-called white man, then he got his surveillance everywhere. So if you do a crime, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna catch you.
And they showed in the movie Fortress with Christopher Lambert, the first one, where it was a chip, but they was calling it a testinator. It wasn't put in the brain, but that chip can read thoughts, like dreams. Yeah. And it showed the image of the person. That's how sophisticated it was, because they had the prisoners wasn't even allowed to walk certain areas or dream about their women or anything.
They did that in Westworld. I don't think in the new one, but in the original one with the movies, they had said that in Westworld.
And
not the movies, also that.
And that chip, which they call a testinator, it can destroy you too. It could make you be in pain, or it could just kill you. You got it.
Yeah, you got his different groups: CIA, NSA, FBI. They surveillance everything Jake do, and like I said, they can, there is no secret that you can hide from Esau, because he knows everything. Like, he's tracking everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Jake do a crime, and guess what? Like, Jake let a shot off. There's a gunshot detectives on the street post. Jake does a crime in a certain area. Your cell phone pings off by the cell phone towers. It gives a frequency, so they could tell where you was at during the time of the situation. So there's no escaping Esau, man. I got something for you.
Got it.
This is Proverbs 18:12. It says, "Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility."
You got it, bro.
Read it again.
Proverbs 18:12. It says, "Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility."
They boastful and proud, and before honor is humility. So before you honor, you gotta be humble. Humility, man.
Read it again?
Oh, all right. So,
Proverbs 18:12. It says, "Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty."
And haughty is like pride. Ain't nobody more proud than Esau. All right, putting up himself as God and so-called God in Jesus Christ. Lying to the whole earth. I actually think you can get away with this shit. You gotta be delusional to think you're gonna do all this wicked shit, commit all this mass murder, and then ride off into the sunset. So that's the pride of Esau. But before that haughtiness, it's like you. One time.
It says, "Before destruction, the
Before
heart."
destruction, which your destruction is gonna be away of those thermonuclear missiles, man. All right, you're gonna be blown off the map. That's gonna be a demise ultimately, along with those chariots. Okay. The Lord's gonna come back with so-called black men. It's gonna be the dark-skinned men who come back, and he's gonna deliver the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, starting with the elect. They're out there sighing and crying. All right.
It said, "Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility."
Before honor is humility, and that's something that Esau can't really take. You gotta be see. Before honor is humility. Who's humble right now? Who the humble ones are? The ones out there doing the works. Nation of Israel, basically, one on the bottom. That's what we got to be proud of. You don't got nothing. We don't own nothing. We got to go to our enemies with one of all things. All right, we barely getting by at the end of the day. So why the hell why are we even proud? So before humility is honor, but that honor is gonna come. You don't get that honor, but we have honor, in the amongst the brotherhood, and we gonna get that honor in the kingdom.
Right. And just like we was brought here in slavery, we was mocked, what's the word, byworded, afflicted, caught so much hell here. But when the Most High honors us, we're gonna be lifted up. We're gonna be brought back to that righteous estate, man.
You said?
You got it, bro.
Jeremiah 14, verse 10. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places.
The whole world knows Esau's schemes, where the money went, how he gained his riches, who the ones that's in power right now, how his whole hierarchy of structure is going, all his weapons, all of his lies being exposed by the men of the Lord and whistleblowers.
Behold, I have made Esau bare, I
Yeah.
have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself.
Not gonna be able to hide himself. The Lord is going to destroy him and take them out of their hiding places of throw them into slavery, man. All of Esau's schemes is being everything, his whole blueprint is exposed.
Give me 40 minutes.
Okay, I appreciate it.
I got one more.
Okay.
So his seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbor, and he is not.
So that's showing in the future, he's gonna be a spoil, be destroyed. It's showing in his future.
Yeah.
The fact that Esau is so advanced, it gives you a hint what time you're in. Right now they have the hypersonic missiles, right? Technology is advancing. Why? Because this great day is gonna be a day unlike read earlier. It's gonna be a day unlike any other. So this is Psalm 90:5. It says, "Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fly by day." And that's going to that destruction. Verse 6, "Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday."
And that's the highest time of the day.
Yep.
And so you got the arrow, the nuclear destruction, the pestilence. It said.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And it said the point I was trying to get at was noonday, which is the highest point of the day, and it's the highest point of Esau's technology.
Yeah.
So these things have to happen.
So he's reaching the height of. We know he's not gonna do interstellar travel. So we know he at the height.
Yeah.
He at a bounds where he's not gonna get past. He's trying. That's how you know, we know his end is near.
Yeah. I got something else since you said that. So I said right here, Job 14:5. "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass."
The Lord has appointed his bounds that he can't pass. Everyone, he can't get past that level. So what are we supposed to be doing now? All right, we're supposed to be doing the work, our duty, and hoping we one of the elect.
Yeah. This is right. This is really like the final, the last lap. You just give your all.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this is the end of Esau's rulership, man. Besides, he don't get past this. The Lord set boundaries on Esau. He don't get past a certain time limit as rulership. He can't get past a certain distance in the skies, a certain depth in the seas. Esau don't even have the full understanding of the human body, man. When it comes to biology.
Yeah. Number one, the spirit, where the spirit is locked at.
Right.
He don't even understand that type of energy. He's trying to, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and shit, man, it's so much things that he so don't know. So many different math equations he ain't figure out yet. You know, animals. That's right. Spots in the earth he ain't go yet. That's the scriptures too.
It reminded me of this. There was a series called Tales from the Dark Side, yo. It was an L series, man. Creepy music. Went from the 80s to early 90s. It's Tales from the Dark Side. It was one scene where this dude, he wanted to live forever. So he's talking to a scientist or whatever to try to just preserve his brain so he could still have them fond memories. But the dude basically was torturing him. His brain was inside of this thing, and
From the crypt.
Nah, it was Tales from this was from Tales from the Dark Side, not the movie, the series.
Dark Side. That was a Black Mirror too, though.
Oh, see, well, everything is
Recycled.
Yeah, because they know they can't create nothing new. So they renewing shit.
I can say one thing too on that scripture. That was Joe Booker, right? You know, the scriptures say the so-called white man had 1 hour with the beast, which is the 10 horns. They had 1 hour with the beast, meaning what? That they're gonna be coming out of power soon, man. You know, because when the beast came into power was during the Treaty of Rome. You know, so that 1 hour is almost up. You know, so that's how we know we're in that time. That's why all these things are happening. The microchip being implemented, World War III, Iran rising up, the BRICS nations rising up, which France, by the way, is trying to get in the BRICS alliance. Okay.
France, Mexico, you know, all these countries basically gonna, like scripture says, gonna flip sides on America. But any last scriptures or closing words?
No.
Alright. Well, with that being said, man, you know, we almost out of here, man. This place, we watched this place burn right now. We need some marshmallows. Alright, let's come up and burn the campfire, man. Okay. This marshmallows got pork in it, I believe. You gotta check the ingredients. You know, it does, because each one's a damn devil.
That's crazy. That's one of the joints I don't eat. All the sweets, I don't fuck with the marshmallows.
Yeah. I just said it because, you know, I think
you know what I mean?
There's no damn marshmallow shit got pork in it. But hey, Lord willing, such edifying, we'll say all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Hashem, come on, see apostles, bishops, and elsewhere, no stone, and the citations, octave, push the spirit, and all city honesty, open, let them enduring, shalom.
You know, this